Last year, I grew ranunculus for the very first time, and though I did get some perfect, beautiful blooms, they were, let's say, petite. This year, I'm trying for way more. I'm planting 75 corms, and if all goes well, that could turn into 500 stems or more. And who can blame me for going hard with ranunculus? They are stunning. Layers of tissue-thin petals, unreal colors, fantastic vase life, up to 2 weeks. Plus, they're prolific. Each of these little corms can give you up to 8 or 10 blooms. They are so chubby and so cute. I like to pinch them. So today, as we get these corms in the ground, I'm sharing what went wrong last year, what I've learned about growing ranunculus in a cold climate, and what I'm switching up this year to turn tiny blooms into something much bigger. Plus, I have a little something to give away at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to hear more about that. Let's go back to last April. We had just moved into this house and we were just beginning the process of turning this bare patch of grass into a garden. Ranunculus were one of the first things I planted. In fact, you can see me planting them in my very first YouTube video. I followed the general advice to soak them for 3 hours, to hydrate the tough little corms, and plump them up for planting. Then you're supposed to pre-sprout them by putting them in a layer of damp potting soil and putting that someplace cool and dark for a couple of weeks. The idea is to give them a little head start before you put them outside. But for me, this is where things started to go off the rails. I just could not get them to sprout. I put them in the tray, I checked them every day. I tried to make sure the soil was not too dry and not too wet, but still, some rotted away entirely and others did absolutely nothing. Thankfully, I had a few more corms left, so I decided to try again. This time, I just soaked them and planted them directly in the soil, and for me, that worked a lot better. Now, one thing I knew even when I was planting them is that mid-April was not really the right timing. They need about 3 months of cool weather to grow before the summer heat hits, and in Pittsburgh, that planting window is razor thin. And if you miss that window, you might not just get tiny blooms, you might get none. But I wanted to try anyway, because to me, the best way to get to know a plant is to grow it, even if it's not super successful. By planting my little struggle ranunculus, I got to see how the foliage develops, I got to see how the blooms grow, and I got to understand a little bit about the kind of watering and spacing they need to thrive. Plus, I did get some teensy blooms. Totally worth the effort, in my opinion. One slightly unhinged thing I did towards the end of the season was I took my last 15 ranunculus corms and I planted them out in November. Some flower farmers do have good success overwintering ranunculus under protection, and I had just gotten this elevated raised bed greenhouse cover, so I thought, let's give it a shot. Even if it's 50-50 chances, I'm happy to take them. And in a few weeks, we will know if that was fully unhinged or only partially. If you want to grow ranunculus, this part is all the stuff that I wish someone had told me before I started. First, pre-sprouting. For some reason, I hate it. It can be useful to jumpstart the plants before they go outside, but you don't have to do it, and I'm not gonna, and you can't make me. Next, Timing is pretty much everything with ranunculus. Too cold and they won't grow at all. Too hot and they perish. So it's important to get that window just right. Also, the most sensitive part of their growing cycle is at the very beginning when they're just corms with no roots and no leaves. If they are dry, they won't do anything, and if they're too wet, they'll rot away into nothing. So managing the moisture at this point is crucial. It needs to be a little bit damp, but not at all wet. The good news is, once they sprouted, I found them very easy to care for. They like well-draining soil, so these elevated raised beds are pretty much perfect for them. They seemed really happy up on our breezy deck with lots of airflow from above and from below. Throughout the season, I also noticed that the plants in these elevated raised beds chew through soil really quickly. And when the soil level drops in a bed like this, there's nothing below for them to dig into to find nutrients or water. So I need to make sure the bed is pretty full before I plant it. The last piece of the puzzle is protection. How can I keep them a little warmer at the end of the winter and a little cooler at the beginning of the summer so they can get that 3-month growing period that they really need? I think the answer might be this greenhouse cover that's made to attach to the elevated raised bed. It can moderate the coldest of the temperatures in the late winter, early spring, and also protect the baby plants from the wind and the soaking rains that we get around here that time of year. Okay, so armed with all of that hard-earned knowledge, here's how I'm approaching things for year 2 growing ranunculus. First, I'm starting with more corms and I'm growing more varieties. Pastello, Sfumato, Giallo, Salmone, Bellanotte Mix, and last year's are Telecote Pastel Mix. If these all come in like I hope they do, I fear I may never recover. Now we plant. This is where it either becomes 500 stems or not. The first thing is to soak the corms for 3 hours so they get nice and plump before I plant them. Next, I'm prepping the bed. I'm removing most of the old plants from last year, though I did keep a few overwintered snapdragons just to see if they'll come back. And I'm topping the bed up with lots of fresh mushroom compost, my favorite, as well as some potting soil left over from containers that I grew in last season. And I'm mixing it all up, breaking up clumps and removing fibrous roots so the texture is nice and fluffy and the bed is filled to the top. Also, I'm planting earlier. Last year I planted them on April 19th, which, like I said, I knew was a little bit late. This year I'm planting them on a gorgeous day at the end of February. So that one change will give them 6 or 7 extra weeks to grow before it gets really hot. And I'm using this greenhouse cover as strategically as I can. For the next few nights, it's going down into the teens and 20s, so I'm going to keep it zipped up tight. But after that, we've got a stretch of a week or two where it's going to be 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s. So I'm going to make sure that the cover is open for anything above 40 degrees or so, because that is prime ranunculus growing weather. Once our nighttime temperatures are reliably above 35 or 40 degrees, I'll remove the cover entirely. Then when the days start to warm up to 75 or 80 on a regular basis, I'll do a couple other things to try to keep the roots and the plants cool. First, I'll mulch the plants with straw. Because it's light in color, it will reflect a good bit of the sunlight away from the soil, and that'll help keep it a little bit cooler. It'll also prevent some of the water evaporating out of the soil. I'll also replace the greenhouse cover with a mesh cover that blocks about 35% of the sunlight. This should give the ranunculus enough sunshine to bloom and grow, but not so much that they cook. Lastly, I'm planting some of these corms in containers, which are super easy to move around to avoid the coldest and hottest weather. Plus, it'll let me enjoy them in some different places around my garden. The 15 November corms are the first mystery to solve. I honestly don't know what to expect from them. They've been out there all winter under cover, and within a few weeks, we will know if that gamble paid off or not. And I will absolutely share that update with you. So far, not much is happening, but let's wait and see. For the corms I just started, I'm hoping to see little green shoots by the end of March. That's the goal. That's what I'll be looking for every morning, like a very normal person who does not have any sort of ranunculus obsession. And I'm really curious to see how the container planted ones do. Same corms, slightly different environments. So it'll be interesting to see them side by side. Here's the part I'm most excited about though. In total, I have planted 75 corms. If I've gotten everything right, that could turn into 500 ranunculus stems, possibly more. A full-on ranunculus bonanza. Maybe not this many, but close. And if it doesn't work out, well, yes, I will need a minute, but then I'll be fine and I'll figure out what to try next year. I hope it's not pre-sprouting. Either way, I am ready for any blooms that decide to appear, and I'll definitely keep you updated as things develop. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any important ranunculus news. And if you're growing these little beauties this year too, I would love to hear how you're going about it. What's your setup? When did you start them? Tell me everything. Oh, and as I mentioned, I have a little something to give away this week, just as a thank you for watching my baby channel as it grows. A friend gave me this very cute garden planner book. It doesn't quite work with how my brain operates, but I know it will be perfect for someone else. So if you're interested, leave a comment telling me what is your favorite flower to grow, or even just a pinch. I'll choose a recipient next Friday, and I'll reply to your comment so you can email me and I can send it along. One more thing, I have to limit this giveaway to viewers in the US. I'm really sorry to all my flower friends in other areas, but international shipping is a little beyond me right now. Thanks for understanding. And thank you for spending time with me, as always. Spring is so close. We almost made it. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.